Hi everyone, welcome back to Code with Venki. Today we'll see a data types. In any programming language, data types are main important concept. So in Python, we have data types. Some of the data types are integers, floats, and strings, booleans. So we have another data types which is included in only Python that are collection data types known as list, tuples, dictionaries, sets. And we have another data type like advanced data type, that is none type, range. So I will explain one by one. So I will start with the basic data types here. So here data types are integers, that is int. Wait a second. This is for commenting out whatever you want to explain. I mean, whatever the thing like describing your code, how you wrote, and what are the components. So you can just use this is for single line comment, and this is for multiple line comment. So here I'm explaining. First one is integers, where we represent it as int, and another data type is floating numbers or floating point numbers. So I will simply use float. So here we will use keyword called float, and another data type is string. So here in any programming language will contain character, right? So whereas Python will contain same character is nothing but string. Here it is a set of characters, where compared to other programming language there they mention set of characters is nothing but string. But whereas in Python, set of characters is string and character is also known as string here. So we don't use another thing like char. So I'll use another. We have another data type as boolean. So here it is true and false type. This is the basic thing. Now I'm going to explain each and every concept here, data type. Then I will jump into some another data types, collection data types, and then to advanced data types. In integer, I will select a dot integers. Okay. So now I'm explaining about it. Here integers are nothing but whole numbers, positive or negative, without any decimal point. Okay. Example here we can take 5 minus 10 or 1000, 100. Yeah, these are the examples. So here we can using these integers we can apply some common operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. Okay. So I'm giving an example. I will take variable in some x is equal to int of input, that is uh, here we dynamically take some examples like enter the value, enter integer integer value, and we'll take this. So if we run this program, we'll ask user to give integer, and this is I already explained about the input statement, how we use, and how it will take user input as which data type and all. So here it will take string and we'll convert into integer. So similarly for float we'll take here in float we take decimal numbers, like number with the decimal points. So example we can take as 3.1 or 4.56, or minus values to 0.1, 7.3, or 0.001. So these all are comes under floating values. Uh, and here common operations are similar to integer but with precisions, useful for scientific and financial calculations. So similar to this one, we can mention here float. Okay, it will ask for user to enter float value, so it will take input in string type and then it will convert into float. So we'll jump into another one, that is strings. Okay, here in strings, it is a sequence of character, that is letters, numbers, symbols encoded enclosed in quotes. For example, if you take here, you can see hello, this is one string, and whatever the characters you are giving, that should be enclosed within the brackets, then only it will consider as string, or else it will take as variable, right? So here we can mention 1 2 3 number, but these are the not numbers. 1 2 3 is not number because we enclosed it in square quotations, right? So it will take as string. So if you want to convert this 1 2 3 from string to whatever it may be, like integer or float, so you need to do typecasting, like here as mentioned int of this 1 2 3. If you take that, then it will convert into integer. So here common operations for this string is concatenation, repetition, slicing methods like uppercase. I mean, you want to convert it into lower to upper, or upper to lower, or stripping. Stripping is nothing but if you want to strip by spaces, or if you want to cut the spaces, leading or tailing spaces, then we'll use strip functions. I will explain this in detail about this strips, strip and uppercase, lowercase in another video, like while explaining about the strings. So I will jump into another data type called the booleans. So here booleans represent only two values, that is true or false. Here the example is just to think like whether it is true or false. We'll consider uh, in boolean cases, I mean whatever if else cases will be there, right? So there you can use boolean type, it is useful. And the use cases of these booleans are commonly used in conditions and logical operations, and operation or not operations, where it is more useful in while conditions, if else conditions, and some logics what we are going to apply for a particular condition. So this is all for basic data types, and we'll jump into collection of data types. Collection data types, that is these are the user defined data types, that is not, I mean it is built-in functions, built-in data types, but these are uh, not the primary data types. Okay, we can call it as secondary data types. So here we have, I will list out everything. So first we'll jump into list, then we'll jump into tuples and dictionaries. I'm just explaining briefly about data types here. For this collection of data types, I'll make another video. Like we have some operations on list, tuples, directory, dictionaries, and sets. So I will explain in detail about these methods and operations on each of the collection of data types. Okay. As of now, I'm explaining briefly about what is what. Okay. So coming to list, list is ordered and mutable collection of items. Items can be of any data type, and it is heterogeneous, not homogeneous. It is similar to arrays, but in arrays we'll deal with only heterogeneous data types, right? So whereas coming to list, it is heterogeneous. So any data type you can use within the list, and these are mutable. That means you can change the values of the elements whenever you want. And example, if you can take examples as 1 comma 2 comma apple string and some floating values, and all comes under this example for list. And operations we operate on this list are accessing by index, appending, slicing, sort. So this all I will explain in detail about list, tuples, directories, and dictionaries, and sets in another video, so already told that. So coming to this tuple, here here in list we denote this list as list is equal to of list of, or else we can simply denote list is equal to square brackets. These are the how we denote list. Okay, so tuples can be defined as tuple, and we can simply define tuple as, and one element comma should be represented like this, because here we have another data type like sets, right? In sets we denote these sets as set is equal to set of. So this type will denote, or else we'll simply put set is equal to like this. So that's why it is singleton tuple. This is known as singleton tuple. So if you want to define tuple, you can use keyword tuple and brackets, or else simply you want to remove this tuple, I mean keyword, and you want to denote this define this tuple, so then you need to define like this. Okay, this is called as singleton tuple. And here are some examples. Tuple t is equal to, it is uh, similar to list, but it is immutable collection of items and it is ordered. So here the difference between list and tuple is list is immutable and tuples are immutable. So immutable means we can't change any data already defined in tuple. Okay, when you want to ensure data cannot be changed. Okay, so coming to dictionaries. Dictionaries. Coming to dictionaries, it is unordered collection of key value pair. It is similar to hash values and hash functions. So hashing, it is nothing but hashing, but in we don't need to define any background of hashing here. We can simply mention like you can give square brackets and name is equal to floor bracket, sorry I told you square bracket, sorry. So here we'll just give I will define d is equal to, so here we defined name and this is name and value, right? So this is called as key and this is value. So keys cannot be duplicate. We should not use any duplicates in keys. It should be unique. And we're coming to values, it can be duplicate, you can use more than once. Okay, and if you want to access dictionaries, you can simply mention the name here, so that then we'll get whatever the corresponding value to this corresponding key. Like here I mentioned name, so this is the key for this dictionary, and so this is the value corresponding to this key. So if you want to access this key, then you should give this, if you want to access this value, then you should give key. Okay, so this is one type. And we have sets here, sets here. So sets are nothing but, as we studied in mathematics, it is similar to that sets. It is unordered mutable collection of unique items. We cannot use duplicates here. So, and use cases for this is for useful for membership tests and removing duplicates. Adding items, we can use some operations like add function. And remove items, we can remove items from the set, and you use union, intersection and difference. So this is all about set. And we have another data types, as I mentioned, these are advanced data types. So I will cover everything here about data types. So in advanced data types we have mainly two types. One is none type, which is none type. So we have none type here, and another one is range. One is none type and another one is range. So in none type, it is represent the absence of value. So for example, we can in many programming languages we use null values, right? So here we can mention none. For example, if you want to check for data type of this none, this is none type data type. Okay. And use cases of this none type is often used as a default value or placeholder in functions. If you want to accept one parameter from user, and it is not a mandatory thing uh, to get the parameter from user, then you will mention a default value that is null. So if the user give any value, so it will replace with whatever the user input is given. So in that cases we can use this null value. And we have another thing as range. This range generates a sequence of numbers often used in loops. Like for loop we'll use mainly will for loop we use range functions, and some statistics also we use. And in advance we can say in numpy matplotlib, there we can use this range functions. Example for this range is, can mention range of whatever the sequence you want to give. It will take by default 0, and it will generate from 0 to 4. It will not take any whatever the value mentioned here, it won't take that number. It is minus, like if you take 5 here, it only print for 4. Okay. And I already explained you, like we often use with for loops, like for I in range of 5, so it will print I is, it will take I as 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. That's it. So these are the data types I want to discuss with you. And I will cover, one second, I will cover this typecasting also here. Typecast, that is type conversion. So changing it is nothing but changing one data type into another. Here we have functions like to integer, float, string, list, tuple, sets, etc. And I will give some examples here. So if you want to convert string to integer, we'll use integer and brackets. So we'll provide the value here. So it will convert this 5 into, this is string, right? Because it is enclosed in quotations. So it will take a string and we are converting that string into integer. And we can use float also. Float, that is 5.2. And we'll convert 5.2 into integer, that is float value to integer and integer value to float value, whatever it may be, you can convert it. Okay. If you take coming to this collection data type typecasting, so you can convert tuple to list, that is here 1 2 3 4, this is tuple, right? So it will convert into list. These are the typecasting, data typecasting. So these are the main thing. Yes guys, hope you understand the video. Please do comment if you have any queries. I will reach out to you. Please do subscribe and encourage me. Thank you. Bye bye.